If you don't care about your birthday, listen, it's not just a habit. The Bible teaches that God gives you each day as a real opportunity, and when you ignore it, you switch off a compass that guides you. Here's the uncomfortable truth almost no one dares to say. Skipping your birthday is shaping your identity more than you think. Stay with me, because I'm going to reveal the hidden pattern and the first step to ignite purpose today. If you want to start now, write in the comments, "I declare my day has meaning in God." Subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Let's keep going. Look at the calendar calmly. There's a number that matches your story. No balloons, no photos, no songs. You feel like passing it by is freedom, but many times it's a silent defense. When you turn your date into just another day, your heart is saying something you might not have allowed yourself to hear. The Bible doesn't push you into an empty party. It invites you to wisdom. Teach us to number our days so that the heart gains wisdom. Counting isn't piling up candles. Counting is recognizing meaning. If you're wondering where to start right now, I'll show you a simple, doable path, no spectacle with roots. Think about the quiet wound that sometimes hides in memory. One year you were promised something that never came. Another year no one called. Another, there was rush and forced commitment. To avoid feeling that emptiness, you learned to expect little. You told yourself it was just another day. That idea didn't come from peace. It came from protection. The good news is that God is close to the brokenhearted and lifts up the downcast. Not to impose a celebration, but to restore the truth about your worth. If you recognize yourself in this, right now, I won't skip my purpose. Stay here, because there's a subtle mistake feeding this defense without you noticing. The mistake is believing that if you don't feel it, then it has no meaning. Emotion is valuable, but sometimes it arrives after the decision. The decision can be small, calm, repeatable. That's why, when the Bible talks about numbering days, it's an act of awareness. You pause, even briefly, give thanks for life, choose a concrete step, and allow emotion to catch up with intention. Mature faith isn't sustained by noise, it's sustained by roots. I'm going to offer you a brief map to transform "I don't care" into "I know where I'm going," without pressure and without guilt. There's also modern overload. You don't always skip your birthday out of sadness. Often you skip it because the day chases you. Work, to-dos, messages, traffic, commitments. When you look at the clock, it's already night. It's not malice, it's disorder. Everything has its moment and its time. If everything competes for the same minute, the important loses to the urgent. That's why, even without a party, your date asks for 15 minutes of purpose. 15 minutes that fit in any schedule and keep your year from starting dim. In a moment, I'll tell you how to use those 15 in a practical, real way. Sometimes we confuse strength with coldness. It sounds mature to say you don't need celebrations. It can be wise to avoid spectacle, but it isn't wise to numb your sensitivity. God gives you days to sow meaning, not to anesthetize the heart. When you switch off sensitivity, you also switch off gratitude. Without gratitude, the soul dries up. Every morning there are new mercies, even without decorations. Celebration isn't noise. Celebration is awareness. Celebration can be a simple prayer, a brief reading, a sincere call, an act of kindness. No show, just truth. If you value straight talk without sugarcoating, commit now. Write in the comments, "Today I honor the days God gives me." That line puts your mind in decision mode. Stay with me and we'll get practical. 15 minutes of purpose. The first 3 minutes in silence. Back straight. Slow breathing. Eyes to the window or a fixed point. Say clearly, "Thank you for my life." Today I begin a new stretch. From minute 4 to 7, open the Bible and slowly read a short passage. It could be Psalm 139, where it says your days were seen by God before a single one existed. Let one phrase light you up and repeat it softly. From minute 8 to 10, write 3 concrete reasons for gratitude for the last stretch. Don't chase grand things. 3 honest truths are enough. From minute 11 to 13, choose a single decision for your new personal year and write the first step you'll take today. From minute 14 to 15, do one simple act of kindness for someone. An honest message, a concrete help, a brief call. This map doesn't need candles or a camera. It needs intention. If you do it, you spark a quiet turn in your course. This sequence repairs the inner narrative. Your birthday is a metaphor for how you read your story. If you keep saying it's no big deal, you might be telling yourself you're no big deal. That's the root worth fixing. You aren't a random number. You aren't a statistical error. Your days have an author. All your days were written and counted by God before there was even one. Reading your date with respect isn't vanity. It's responsibility. You don't need a crowded hall. You need a clear intention. Do a quick test now. When your date arrives, do you think you don't deserve it, that you don't care, or that you'll wait to feel better before you mark it? Any of those lines is a trap. They postpone purpose and steal your peace. Getting out of the trap doesn't require spectacle. It requires order. Order in priorities. Order in words. Order in steps. At this point, I'll share 7 actions that work, even if you don't like celebrating, and even if you have little time. Write in a notebook the phrase, "Today I begin a new stretch." Choose an anchor word for your year and repeat it 3 times throughout the day. Read a short verse softly and let it settle inside. Call someone important in your life and thank them for something specific. Give something of value to someone without announcing it. Walk 10 minutes without a screen and ask yourself in silence what you'll build and what you'll release. Sleep an extra hour if you can, because rest also honors life. Close the day with one simple decision for tomorrow. Just one, clear, doable. These actions multiply their effect when you don't wait to feel before you act. The brain learns by repetition. At first there may be no emotion. With practice, conviction arrives. The Bible calls it renewing the mind. You think differently and therefore you live differently. It's not magic, it's process. If you wait for everything to be perfect before giving thanks, you'll never give thanks. If you wait to have your life in order before you honor your day, something will always be missing. Gratitude orders the heart and gives you strength to order the rest. There's a myth that sabotages many, believing that celebration only counts when there's visible abundance, visible success, or visible company. Biblical wisdom teaches the opposite. Gratitude has power in the middle of the journey. It isn't a prize after achievement. It's a posture that sustains you to keep going. Whoever gives thanks with little learns to receive much without getting lost. Whoever postpones gratitude until a perfect milestone postpones their own peace. Picture a simple scene. A person who repeats every year that once they change jobs, then they'll finally do something. They change jobs and do nothing. Then they say, when I have more friends nearby, later when I'm in shape. The when never ends. Until one day they read this line, "Today I'm not celebrating what you do. I'm celebrating that you exist." That line changes their map. They understand that mature joy doesn't depend on logistics. It depends on permission. No one grants that permission from the outside. You grant it to yourself before God. Permission isn't license for noise. It's permission for truth. Grant that permission in 3 lines. I allow myself to give thanks for my life today, even if things are missing. I allow myself to choose one small decision that moves me toward peace. I allow myself to receive and offer good company without comparisons. Write these 3 lines and sign them with the date. That gesture turns an ordinary day into a beginning with direction. If you did it already, say it in the comments. I signed my life permission slip with God. I want you to look at the topic of identity. Skipping your birthday can sound like humility, but sometimes it means you don't want to be seen. It's healthy to avoid the show, but it's not healthy to avoid the right gaze. Rejoice with those who rejoice. That doesn't impose parties. It proposes presence. You can share that day with 1 or 2 people who are good for you. A coffee, a walk, a prayer, an honest conversation. Nothing invasive. That presence waters the roots. Prolonged isolation dries them. To walk with purpose, write down a community practice. Each year on your birthday, share with a trusted person 3 lines, 1 gratitude, 1 lesson, and 1 decision. Listen to their input. If you feel it, ask them to pray for your new stretch. There's no theater. There are roots. To seal this commitment, write your anchor word in the comments and save this video for your date. Writing commits you, saving helps you remember. Now face toxic self-pressure. That voice insisting you didn't do enough and don't deserve to celebrate. That voice isn't discipline, it's punishment. Healthy discipline corrects with truth and propels with peace. Guilt stalls and humiliates. If your birthday is every year an appointment with that guilt, today can be the last time. Identify it with 3 questions. If I treated my date as a calibration point and not as an exam, what would I align today? If I could only give thanks for one real thing this year, what would it be? If someone who loves me could tell me a truth I need, what do I imagine they'd say? Answer out loud. That act already breaks guilt's hold. I want you to anchor these ideas with passages that set direction. Everything has its time. Each season plays its role. The human heart plans its way, but God directs its steps. All your days were seen by God before a single one existed. These lines aren't decoration. They're pillars. They free you from noise, return you to order, and push you to action. I offer you 2 simple paths again. The first is to keep skipping the date out of habit. Nothing changes. Next year you repeat the line and the defense. The second is to choose today a 15-minute pause of purpose. Gratitude, reading, a decision, and an act of kindness. Repeated calmly, this builds direction without theater. If you choose the second path, say it now. Today I begin differently. You can start even if it isn't your birthday. I'm proposing a 30-day plan that warms the heart and orders the mind. Day 1, give thanks out loud for your life. Day 2, write one learning from the last year. Day 3, identify one belief that drains you and replace it with a truth. Day 4, call a key person and thank them for something concrete. Day 5, read a psalm slowly and underline one line. Day 6, choose one small goal and note the first step. Day 7, take care of your rest. Day 8, do a good deed in secret. Day 9, walk 15 minutes without a screen. Day 10, write a letter to your future self. Day 11, forgive yourself for a blunder. Day 12, ask for forgiveness if it applies. Day 13, prepare a simple breakfast mindfully. Day 14, do 10 minutes of silence. Day 15, entrust your plan to God. Day 16, record 3 moments of beauty in the day. Day 17, help someone without expecting a return. Day 18, review your small goal. Day 19, learn something new for 20 minutes. Day 20, let go of one object you don't need. Day 21, give thanks for your body. Day 22, reflect that everything has its time and choose a pause. Day 23, write 3 qualities God placed in you. Day 24, invite someone to walk and talk. Day 25, choose a new minimum discipline. Day 26, celebrate a step forward, even a small one. Day 27, share a good habit with someone. Day 28, turn off screens 1 hour before sleep. Day 29, evaluate the month honestly. Day 30, declare out loud, it's not just another day. Maybe you think your reality is hard and there's no reason to give thanks. Precisely because of that, purposeful celebration doesn't deny reality. It illuminates it. Giving thanks under weight doesn't make you naive. It makes you strong. Choosing a small step doesn't hide the lack. It breaks inertia. Allowing healthy company doesn't expose you. It strengthens you. Your day isn't random. It's a sign. It's an opportunity. It's a calling. Imagine your next date with simple details. A quiet sunrise, a table, a calendar, an open Bible, a notebook, a warm cup. You write, today I begin a new stretch. You read a line reminding you that your days were seen. You choose a small decision and execute it. You send a gratitude message. You walk 10 minutes. You repeat your anchor word. At day's end, you say clearly, it wasn't just another day. It was a day with meaning. That habit, repeated each year, changes destinies. Now write your anchor word and one concrete action you'll take today. By writing, you commit. By commenting, you help someone who needs this same light. And stay to the end, because I'll remind you of the essential. Who gives you the days and what for? God gives you each day. What for? To sow truth, peace, love, justice, and hope. When your birthday becomes just another day, that purpose loses focus. When you choose a pause of purpose, that purpose becomes clear. You're not skipping a party. You're skipping a calling. Today you can respond, in silence and in truth. Choose between postponing or starting. If you're going to start, say it right now. It's not just another day. My life has purpose in God. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell to keep this direction alive each week. Leave your comment and share this video with two people, one who celebrates to cover empty spaces and another who doesn't celebrate for fear of feeling. Both need this truth. We walk together here. Your next date won't find you the same. It will find you awake, with the compass lit, and with one clear step forward. Close your eyes for a moment and picture this image. A candle burning in a quiet room. No noise, a signal. You blow for an instant. You cover it and it beats back to life. That's what purpose is like when it's tended with truth. It doesn't need noise. It needs roots. And today, you made the decision to give roots to your story. It's not just another day.